are, but I think they probably figure that out soon. But anyways, as you can see, we no longer have the Jeep, and we'll go into a little more detail in another video, but right now we're on our way to the post office. We just got out of the exchange, and we now have an F350 dually extended bed. Yeah, extended bed, which is
super crew.
Yeah. It's big. I've named her Big Bertha. At first I called her Thor because she was a bad bohunky of a truck. Anyways, as we were saying, but I knew it didn't fit because this chick has hips. So Big Bertha, it came to be because she can haul a lot of stuff, carry a lot of stuff, and just she moves. So anyways, but we did purchase this vehicle in California. We are Montana residents, and California carries a lot of taxes. We're not going to go into that. If you're a military family, you get the gist. Being out here is expensive. But because we do have a benefit being out-of-state residents, we get to register we get a benefit. We can register our vehicle in our home state. But there is a lot of...
for about 500% less.
Pretty close. But anyways, we're not going to go into detail and numbers because each transaction is different depending on the vehicle and cost and all that great stuff. But for us, we are going to be saving ourselves a ton of money by transferring our title, registration, all that great stuff into our home state. So, but right now we do have we have a short time because my husband is about to deploy again. As he is an active duty Marine, he does have a job to do. Just a little bit, but we do have a time variance because he just got out of the field and preparing for deployment. But the registration on this vehicle and the other vehicle are going to be for renewal during the time of deployment. Though I do have, which most military families do go through, is a power of attorney. It's a lot easier and ease with transition to just have him fill out the paperwork in advance and get the stuff going. So if anything pops up, I can continue the process while he's gone, but it's easy to get it started now while he is here. So we're on our way to the post office to drop off the paperwork into and head it out to our county treasurer's office and get the ball rolling. Love you. Crazy morning?
A little bit. Organization's done, and back to work tomorrow, so we're gonna pick up the campus. Cut my hair, looks like that. Got mine.
Good morning. We are headed on our way to the dealership to drop what we call Big Bertha. It's our new truck, our new vehicle.
It's new to us.
It's new to us, so it's new. Our new truck off. It has some work that needs to be done. We're having a fifth wheel hitch installed. This is part of our journey that we're going to be doing. We'll be having a conversation later on to talk about more steps that we're in progress of doing. I talked to you guys, and I'll post the video somewhere, link somewhere, about what we were transitioning in the conversation that I was kind of like going through. But right now we're in the process of taking the truck to go have the install done. But yeah, we are making plans, changing things up, making decisions, and just kind of working through them. Yeah. Hi everybody, so I'm in my house. Right now I'm in this whole pre-deployment mode where my house is destroyed. My husband's getting everything ready, his gear stuff. The house is kind of flip-flopped. I haven't been really focused on cleaning my house because I really don't care right now because my focus is on my husband, as it should be, because. Why wouldn't it be? So my house is kind of all, and it's, I mean, look around, look it. It looks like the house just blew up. I have you on a tripod so you're kind of like, meh, so I can be hands-free. So what we were talking about, let's see, where was I? I probably should have previewed the video before I kind of jumped in on this. So anyways, I was YouTube videos, discussion of what we're gonna do, the priority of the life, what we wanted to do, cut down, purchase. So we got the F-150, the F-350, because we knew, looking at what we were going to get, how we were going to do this, kind of breaking everything down and get everything together. So with that being said, there was this whole idea of, let me bring it over here real quick. See, I'm kind of working on stuff. I'm kind of decluttering. I'm sorry, Pumbaa. Working on my computer stuff, but it is warm in here. Are you guys feeling it too? I stepped outside and it's humid. We had some rain yesterday and it's gone crazy. But we had this dream, so like I was saying, we had this dream, this idea that we wanted to go and see the world, you know, we love camping, we love being outdoors, we like doing things. As you see, we have rock climb, skydive. My husband loves mountain biking. It's not really my thing, but that's okay. I like going for long walks and stuff like that. That fits my thing, just being able to just be out in the element. But I do have my limitations. My body does hurt. We are getting older, and so it's just a different perspective when you're kind of doing things in a different way. But over time, your body kind of says, no more. The ground kind of starts to hurt, and yeah. So this idea of being able to kind of pick up and go, do things in a different way, and watching these people live their lives in this manner is kind of like, yeah, this is what I want to do, but how are we going to afford it? Well, there's a lot of benefits being a active duty military member that is afforded to us that, you know, that is not really out there for everybody. And a lot of these RVers are either self-employed, and some of our, again, retirees, so they have their own income coming in besides marketing through their channels and things of that. So they have this income that is coming in that allows them to continue living that lifestyle. So it's not, believe me, you're not going to make a ton of money. You're not going to make millions unless you have a way to take what you're doing and wrap it around and, you know, market it. But I'm not looking to do that here. I'm just sharing my points of view and this opportunity because I've researched, I've looked, and I have not found other YouTubers that are active duty and doing this, that are sharing their story in this style. So I thought this would be a cool way to share with you beginning, middle, and into retirement and what we do. And that's my hope anyways. We'll see if it comes to fruition. But yeah, so I'm going to show you as we clear out this life in living in military housing, pack it all up, sell what we're going to sell, move the stuff that we're going to move into, we're going to pack up our stuff and move it into storage in our home state, and then move into our fifth wheel toy hauler. So when we go through the purchasing and we have like, there's 3 that we were looking at. Which ones? We're going to have to wait for that one because it's going to have to wait until my husband gets home. But so we do have a time frame on that. So like I said, I'm going to have to get used to, I'm going to be driving in, feeling the ups and downs, cleaning out this house. I do have time because my husband hasn't deployed yet. And then during the deployment, I have a lot to do, figuring out every aspect of my house. I've been in this house for 8 years. Yeah, 8 years. So I'm going to go through every nook and cranny of my house. And I have to think to myself, what is it that we really need? What is it that we might actually need? What, you know, besides want, like, but must actually live to survive, you know. And looking at these other channels, they do state there's this thing that if you do want to bring it with you, see if there's multi-purpose uses out of those things. And one of them is my KitchenAid mixer. I am bringing that because that thing does multi-things besides just the mixing. It does the shredding, it does the blending, it does the freezing. I have all the different blades, attachments, and stuff like that for it. So it does. I broke my ice cream attachment. But I do have the pasta maker and all these other attachments, so it does a multi-use thing, so it's a great utility thing for me to have with me. So it helps me get rid of a whole bunch of other appliances that I don't need. My coffee maker is number 1. It does the pots, and it does the K-cups, so multi-purpose. And it's a survival purpose, because it keeps everybody around Robin alive. But as for everything else, I have to go through and decide what it is that I feel we need and what we want to take with us, and then the things that we want to pack up that we don't want to get rid of, because when we do finally finish this journey and do eventually want to move into a brick and mortar life, we want to be able to still have, such as like big family photos and stuff like that we don't want to get rid of, but want to keep them safe and stored in a good place. But there's a lot of things to think of, so it's family prep, and my husband's going to go through when he does come home and break down. I'm going to break down half the garage that has my stuff in it, our family things in it, holiday decorations. Ooh, yeah. We might decorate a trailer on little things, but not like decorating a house. So there's a lot of things to consider. But also finances. We're going to have to dive into a different realm of financing. From what I'm understanding and what I'm getting from a bigger picture, there's a different way that you finance a toy hauler than it is from, financing a car. So that's a different avenue that we are looking at and stuff, but right now we're not going to jump to it. But in the military, we have what is known as BAH, Basic Allowance for Housing, and that's a stipend that is given to all military families to help offset the cost of living, especially in the states such as places like California. It is costly to live in a state like this. So they give us a stipend, either whether you are active duty with a dependent such as a spouse, or dependent with kids. It's not lucrative. Let's put it this way. It's not lucrative. It's not like you're bling blinging. It just helps. It's supposed to help offset up to 80% of your living expenses, up to, but not exceeding 80% of your, not 100%. But if you live within your means and you learn how to budget within a certain lifestyle, you can be comfortable within your life. And we have been able to do that within a certain way. And with this, all of our BAH goes to Military Housing Authority. Plus we pay also in addition to our electricity usage. So that, plus that has been going to Lincoln Military Housing, who is our housing authority. So all of our BAH plus and also additional funds have been going to the housing authority here. So with that, we could be taking that, what we pay for housing, taking that plus what we've been paying for our utilities every month, and could be using that payment, which would actually exceed what our monthly payment for our trailer. We'd still have money left over to actually apply that towards our truck payment. So we would be actually living under the umbrella of our BAH, which would be saving us money. We'd also be looking at the pad payment for our, depending on where we park. So if we, depending upon the moving and where we decide to hook up at, we would be able to balance things out financially, but we'd have to be very aware of where we are planting our trailer at those times, because some only allow you to stay 30 days, some only allow you to stay 60, 90, and some you have to bounce around. So there's a lot of things that I'm learning about this trick and trades of the whole RV life. I'm educating myself before we jump into it. There's a lot of stuff that I'm learning, but with the finances, there's a lot of things that come into it. I'm learning about the warranties, what you do want to look at, what you don't need, things of that nature. The budgetary things that we need to have in our savings, just to be on the rainy day side. Same with it, like having a vehicle. You want to have this, you want to have that. You don't need this, but you want to make sure you have that. So, things of that nature. Just like having the fact that we have a diesel vehicle, we want to make sure that it is primed and ready, and the things that are necessary for the upkeep on a diesel. We have a dually, so that means 2 extra tires. Woohoo! So we would be purchasing, instead of just one pair and one spare, we do have 2 spares. Should something go funky with one, we got 2. So there's this whole new lingo, and there's this whole new expectations of jumping into this lifestyle. I'm excited about it, kind of nervous about it, but like me, I'm a planner. I have my planner going, and I have this list of, okay, this is what I'm being told that I should be aware of. These are the things that my expectations are, and I'm being realistic here. I'm not being fanciful glory, because believe me, I don't want my balloon popped too much. But I want to have certain things in my trailer to live comfortably in, because we're looking at being in the trailer anywhere from 3 to 5 years. I know your mind just probably went, what? Okay, so we have about 4+ years left remaining within the Marine Corps. There is only a certain amount of time before enlisted persons must get out of the Marine Corps. Military, 30-year cap, punk, and you're out. done. That's how it works. So we are almost knocking on that door before we must step out of the military active duty life. And we want to be able to use this time that we are in active duty to utilize it to pay down all of our debt. I know, what? You're going to purchase this big, large item. But because we're not going to be living in housing, our rent and everything involved will be focused on paying off that trailer, paying off our vehicle, and putting everything else into savings and paying down the rest of our debt. So everything will be kind of going down as we speak while living. So when we have vacation time, we can learn how to take short jumps to like Big Bear or Lake Tahoe or, you know, Grand Canyon and all these wonderful things that are closer to us before we start doing the longer jumps, going out to, you know, Glacier National Park and all these other things, and going to Alaska and, you know, all these big longer hauls. Start doing the little ones first before we start taking the bigger leaps. And so we can get the ins and outs, the do's and don'ts on our own schedule without, we're gonna go cross country right now and then bite ourselves in the butt. And that is at least what we were planning on. We don't know, things change. Welcome to the Marine Corps. The monitor might say, hey, guess what? This is gonna change for you. And we might go, ah, but we're still buying the trailer and we will still put things into motion. That's what we're doing now. But we are doing a lot of research. We're doing a lot of work and processing and reading a lot of manuals and stuff. Believe it or not, there's not manuals on RVs. There's manuals on the products within the RV, but there is no manual on how to operate your RV. I've learned that. Truth. Because every RV is done differently, and the companies that own the RVs, that build the RVs, are done a certain way and built by certain companies and different plants. So they all come together. The only manuals you'll get are on the products that are inside the RV. The AC units, the refrigeration units, the microwave units, the stove units, the awnings, the blah, 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 blah. Those are the only things that have manuals to them. Found that out. So I'm going to be attending RV shows and continuing to watch the YouTube channels that have a wealth of knowledge to share, and I'll put the YouTube channels below if you are interested, because believe me, this is going to be a wonderful ride that I'm excited about, because I want to see, you know, Yosemite. I want to see big, you know, this big, huge, wonderful nation that we live in, and be able to create these memories with my husband and be able to share these journeys with my grandkids and with my children. And hey, you know, we're gonna be in Colorado going to this. Jeremy, why don't you show up and you can bunk out in the bunkhouse area and, you know, chill out. We'll be parked over here. Come with us. We're going to go on a hike. You know, hey, Bethany, bring the grandbabies. And we're going to be in Texas going to see the Alamo and you know, Austin nights and all this stuff. Be able to do these wonderful things that we've always wanted to do, but haven't afforded the opportunity because we just haven't been able to afford it. We haven't been able to afford it. It's very expensive to plane tickets, rental cars, hotel rooms. We have dogs, so you got to pay, you know, pet fees and partridge in a pear tree. It's expensive. We'll be able, it's just this wonderful opportunity, this wonderful doorway that we're looking to step into. So yeah, so we have this dream. We do have a time frame. There's a lot of family prep to get into. We do have finances that we're putting into play, and there's a lot of research and work to get to, and I'm starving. It's past 12:30. The dogs have already gone out. I went and saw my husband. I dropped off a box. But if you have any questions, please go ahead, hit me up. I'll share you with you guys as we go along. The next thing you're going to hear about is I'll share with you the truck and the details about the truck and the hitch that we do have. I'm going to be putting a rhino liner in it. I'm going to also be putting a cover over it to protect. I forgot about the, just mind blown. I'm going to be installing a cover to go over the bed so it protects the hitch itself, since we don't have it hooked up to a trailer yet, and we got some time before that goes. We do have the hitch locked down. I'm also going to be having a 7-pin power adapter installed in the bed of the truck instead of down by the external hitch that is on the tail bed of the truck. So it makes it easy for attaching the power for the trailer while you're towing it. There's so much things that needs to be done, but one step at a time, and that's taken care of right now. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. You guys take care of each other, love one another, and welcome to my crazy life. This is my crazy life, and I think it's kinda nice. This is my crazy life. This is my life, and I'm gonna share it with you. Woo! Bye, everybody.